What inspired me to pursue a career in science is my insatiable curiosity about the natural world. I can't seem to get enough of it. I'm especially interested in those things that make the natural world really complex.
So I always took to science growing up. I always enjoyed the experiments and group projects.
But one thing for sure was I was a very curious kid. I was exposed to a lot of scientists and engineers because I had parents that were in the STEM industry. And so I had the opportunity to engage with a whole host of people that were practicing scientists and engineers. And I think because of that, it gave me a vision for pursuing science or STEM as a career.
Science growing up was always around me, and I really feel like I was drawn to science when I got the chance to do science fair projects in middle school. I got to really dive in and explore a topic of interest to myself and really lead and guide that project throughout the entire scientific process. And so after that, I really just took to it for my own interests and purpose.
Actually, I don't remember a specific moment. It seems like, as far back as I can remember, I have always been interested in science and always knew I was going to do something in the STEM field somewhere.
I recall a moment when science was my calling when I was a young kid and I was trying to figure out how to get the little lizards in the backyard and to create a little habitat for them. And that for me was an indication early on that science was for me.
My mom is a huge inspiration for my science and eventual STEM journey. She's a retired middle school science teacher, and so growing up, I always saw a Black woman in STEM, and so science was never out of reach for me.
Well, you could say the astronauts and astronomers of the early 1960s, but I didn't really know of any Black astronauts or Black astronomers at that time.
My parents, for example, my mom was sort of a quasi chemical engineer having degrees in mathematics and chemistry. And one of my mentors is Dr. Ken Washington, who is a senior vice president at Medtronic. And then also Dr. Freeman Hebrowski, who was the former president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County.